Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kevin Gunn, and I am Coordinator of Digital Scholarship at Catholic University of America Libraries. This workshop is being recorded and will be made available at a later date along with the slides. Today, we're going to be exploring RefWorks, a bibliographical citation software package. Our presenter is Benjamin Cushing, Research and Instruction Librarian at the Catholic University of America Libraries. Welcome, Benjamin, and take it away.
Thank you for the introduction, Kevin. As Kevin mentioned, today we are going to be showcasing ProQuest RefWorks Citation Manager. It is designed to create, store, manage, and cite bibliographic references, such as books and articles. This workshop will help you to learn the basic of RefWorks so that you can begin managing your research in an effective way. So today, to get you started with RefWorks, this workshop will cover getting into RefWorks, including where it is on the library website and creating your account. Then we will be creating a project and folders in RefWorks to start organizing your research. Then we'll start adding references into RefWorks, followed by an overview of RefWorks features and tools that will help you get the most out of RefWorks. Finally, we will finish with generating your own bibliographies from the sources we have imported. Once we have finished today's workshop, you will feel confident in using RefWorks to manage your citations. Let's get started. So to log on to RefWorks, you're going to want to go to the library homepage. To do this, you can either type in the web address bar, libraries.catholic.edu, or search for Mullen Library in a search engine, and the first search result is usually the Catholic University Libraries page. Once at the library homepage, hover over Research Help, Citation Tools, and you're going to click on Citation Tools. Now that we are on this page, you'll see that it lists different citation management softwares, such as RefWorks. To create an account, click the Sign Up button here. This is going to look like this. When you go to the Sign Up page, it's going to ask you to input your email associated with your institution, so it's going to be your CUA email. Type that in, and then it's going to ask you to create a password. Now, this can be any password. However, I do recommend using one that you can remember, so that way you don't have to keep changing your passwords whenever you log into RefWorks. Once you create your username and password, you're going to get an email from RefWorks to verify your account. Once you do that, you will have a RefWorks account and be able to use it fully. If you already have a RefWorks account, you're going to want to click in the Sign In button right here, which will then take you to this page. You enter your email address as well as your password and click Sign In. This will get you to RefWorks. Now, once you're in RefWorks, if you don't have any information, no references, nothing else, it's going to look something like this. It will not have any references, and it'll just say drop files here. Before we start adding references, first let's look how you create projects. Projects are the highest level you can organize references in RefWorks. Use projects when you want to keep collections of references sealed off from each other, such as if you're writing a certain research project, taking a certain class, so that way your references don't get mixed up. To access and make changes to projects, go up here where it says RefWorks Unentitled Project and click the drop-down menu. To make changes, you're going to want to click the Manage Projects button. On this page, you can create a new project. For now, let's only focus on our one project, the Unentitled Project. To the right of each project's name is an Actions button. There's different actions you can take with a project. You can rename, share, or delete a project. For right now, let's rename our project. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to rename mine Cognitive Behavioral Therapy because that's what I want my references to focus on. Please feel free to choose any name you like for your research project. I'm going to click Save, and now you'll notice that it has renamed my project. One other thing to keep in mind is if you do have multiple projects, the Action button will also give you the option to set as current project. What this button will do is if you have multiple projects, you can click on this, and whenever you log in to do work on RefWorks, this will be the assigned project. However, for today, we are only going to focus on one project, so we are going to click on the project we just created, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, and get started. Now that we are back on the starting screen, let's look at creating folders. Folders are a great way to organize your references. You can create folders organized by source type, different subjects, different class assignments, and more, whatever really meets your research needs. Folders are found on the left-hand side where it says My Folders. Now we have no folders because we haven't added anything. Click on My Folders and click Add Folder to create a folder. First, I'm going to create a folder entitled CBT for Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, Beck. Aaron Beck is a prominent individual in the field of cognitive behavioral therapy, so I know I'm going to find sources on him. Once you name the folder, you now have the folder. Now, just because I want to try putting resources in different places, I'm also going to create a second folder that's a little bit more general called Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, just so I can add more references to demonstrate RefWorks. Please feel free to make as many or as few folders as you need. Now that we have an empty folder, we can begin adding references. The next step, now that we have our folders and projects, is to start adding references. And there's a few ways to do this. The first way is to add them while in RefWorks. Before we even add a reference, we need to decide where it goes. If we do not want to use it in a folder, select All References on the left-hand side. This will include any reference that you import to a project. If we want it in a folder, we can click on the folder name in My Folders. And once selected, you'll notice that the heading changes right over here. So it went from All References, telling you this is all your references, to when I select the folder CBT Beck. For our first example, let's add a source to the CBT Beck folder. To do this, we are going to click the Add button in the top left-hand corner, and then we are going to select Create a Reference Manually. This option opens up an editing window on the right-hand side of the screen, and you can start by choosing a reference type, which changes the fields you will be filling in. The default is journal article, but you can do many reference types, including books, videos, web pages. Notice that when I switch from journal article to book, it changes the fields that were here. Remember that I created this project on references for cognitive behavioral therapy. So I want to add a book by Aaron Beck called Cognitive Therapy and the Emotional Disorder. So the first thing I'm going to do is add that title into the book title section. This will start creating my reference. Then I need to add the author, which is Beck. And you'll notice that RefWorks will even help you try and format your citations. For example, for authors, it says last name, comma, first name, or organization on separate lines. So I know this is how I need to write the author. Next, I'm going to include the year, which is 1979, for date published. And then I'm going to add the publisher. And finally, the place. There are other fields you can add as well, including edition, a DOI, other things. You can also add more fields depending on what you need for a reference. However, since this is the first edition book, I don't need to include the edition, but you may want to include like an ISBN number. RefWorks lets you add as many of these fields as you need. Once you're done to create the citation, click the Save button. And now you'll notice over here that we have our book citation. But one thing you probably noticed is that this took a while to complete. There is a much faster way to create references when you're using the Create a Reference function. When you click on Create Reference Manually, there are different fields marked by a blue lightning bolt. These will actually help you fill out a resource if it is available through one of the databases. For this example, I want to use a journal article. And I have a journal article called The Empirical Status of Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, a Review of Meta-Analysis. And I'm going to put that title into the title where the blue check mark is, blue lightning bolt. And then I'm going to click on the blue lightning bolt. And at the bottom, different articles are going to appear. In this example, you'll notice that we have two that look very similar to the article title that I put into RefWorks. It's up to you to select which reference you want to use. I'm going to use the first one. But the thing I always want to recommend is when you're using this blue lightning bolt function is to make sure the title matches what you're looking for. RefWorks will give you a lot of options if we scroll down, but none of these match the title we put in here the further down we go. So just keep that in mind. It brings back a lot of different options. But let me select this article, and you'll notice that it autofills a ton of information for me. So I don't need to put in the title. I don't need to put in the author. It was all added for me. I always say make sure that you check the article to make sure the information's correct, because when you add this, sometimes the information is not correct. To give you an idea, let me save this reference. Now that I have this reference, it looks complete. I got the title, I have the author, stuff like that. But the thing you'll notice is that where the DOI would be is a link. Now, DOIs are links, they're static links that take you to a resource, but if I click on this one, it loads, and if I waited, I would get an error message. So when importing it into RefWorks, it gave me an incorrect DOI. If you need to fix it, there is an easy way to do this. All you have to do is select the reference. Every reference you created can be edited at any time. All you need to do is select the reference, like I do here, click on the Edit button document, which looks like a pen, and now I can edit any of these fields. Now I want to edit the DOI to make sure it is correct and click Save. Now when I click on this, it will take me to the actual journal article. So please check your references when you're importing them in any way that I show you today, just to make sure they are correct. Now that we have created some manual references, let's try uploading a PDF. RefWorks will let you upload PDFs, and they will pull metadata such as the title, author, and publisher to fill out your reference. To upload the PDF, you can drag it either directly into RefWorks, or you can select the PDF upload button. So I'm going to click Add, Upload Document. Once I click on that, it opens up a file explorer and I can select the PDF I want to add. So I'm going to add this internet-based cognitive behavioral therapy to my RefWorks. I'm going to click Open. Now you'll notice when I first add it that it only has the title of the file. That is because RefWorks is working on adding the data. But if I click on it, you'll notice that it suddenly fills out the reference. And this just gives you the authors, the title, all of that information. And I can click on it, and it will show that it's still working on the document if it is, but then it also provides all of the metadata from that document. So now I have this PDF and I have a reference from it. If you have any errors in it, you can also edit this by clicking on that pencil from earlier. And you'll notice we have another DOI issue when I scroll down. So I'm just going to replace it with the correct one here and click Save. The other nice thing about the PDF function is that it will add the reference into RefWorks for you to read later. So if I click on it, now that it is done loading, I can actually click Read here and read the document in RefWorks. This is a great way to keep track of all your different PDFs you're adding to RefWorks, and you're able to look back on it later on. Now we've imported references in a couple of different ways. You'll notice that I've added 3 different sources to the CBT Beck folder. But one thing I noticed is that this last one doesn't talk about Beck et al. It doesn't really fit this folder. My mistake. It's very easy to move references in RefWorks to either all references or different folders. All you need to do is select the reference. You can either click on it or select the check mark to do multiple, and you just drag it into the folder. So right now I'm going to drag this headmid into this folder, and now it is in the cognitive behavioral therapy folder where it is more appropriately placed. Now we've done two of the different ways to add references into RefWorks. The final way is to import references. And so this allows you to import references directly from Mendeley or upload a citation file such as an RIS file or a bibtex file. Importing references from Mendeley is simple. You click on Import References and click this button, Import from Mendeley. RefWorks is going to ask you to authorize your account to do this. If you're okay with doing this, click Authorize. And then it's going to check to see if you already have an account. Since both of my accounts are under the CUA email, I can already see my account here and I can click Proceed. If it's under a different email for your Mendeley account, no worries, just click Change Account and put that email address in and then proceed. So I'm going to proceed, and you'll notice it's been completed because it'll say Import Process Complete, and we've copied over 4 references. I go to Last Imported, and I can see all of the different references just added. Now that we have those references, we can also consider other ways to import references. So if you want to upload a file, you can click Add and Import References again. And you can either drag a file here or select a file from your computer. I'm going to select a file from my computer. You'll notice that I have this one RIS file, so I'm going to upload that to RefWorks to get these citations in. You just select it, and then it opens up this new box for import references. RefWorks is actually really nice in that it will try and figure out which format you're using, in this case, RIS, and it'll actually see if you're importing it from a certain place like Abbott Labs, GitLit, EndNote, to better create the reference when it's importing it. Now, none of my references came from there, so I'm just going to leave it as Abbott Labs, but I'm going to click Import. And for this, when you're importing, it actually gives you an option to either put it in a folder. So for me, these were general cognitive behavioral therapy articles, so I'm going to click that and import. So if you want to import it into a certain folder, you can select it that way. And if it's completed, it'll have the check mark again and import process completed. And we're going to go to last import. And it shows these references have been added. Now, uploading a file is great if you've used different reference management softwares, such as Mendeley, Zotero, and RefWorks, because you can download these reference from those reference managers in these different file formats I mentioned to easily move references across different reference managers. References can also be imported from the library catalog search box and a variety of databases such as EBSCO. To import a reference from the library catalog, this is done by searching for a source in search box. Let's go to the library homepage, libraries.catholic.edu, to search for a source. I want to find more sources on cognitive behavioral therapy, so I'm going to put that into search box and click search. I also specifically want to look for articles, so on the left-hand side under resource type, I'm going to click on articles to filter for articles. And now I'm going to look for an article that interests me. So this one right here, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy for Anxiety Disordered Youth, looks like it may be useful for my research. So I'm going to click on the library record to pull it up. And now that I'm here, there is actually a RefWorks function built into Searchbox that allows you to import references directly into RefWorks. All you need to do is select the RefWorks button here. So if I click on that, it'll ask me which project I want to put it in. Now, if you don't have another project, this won't be an option. And it'll also ask me which folder to put it in. So again, since this was a general cognitive behavioral therapy article, I'm going to select that and click import. There's also different import options. So you can import tags from a database. These are just keywords that are tagged to different articles, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Search for full text, so it'll actually include the full text. And ignore duplicates, which if this is checked, if you have another reference like that, it won't import it. Once I have this article, I'm going to click import though. And we'll know it's complete again because we have that green check mark, and we can go to last imported. And there's our article. So this is great if you know you like a reference, but you haven't added it to RefWorks. You can just quickly search the library catalog, see if we have it, and import the reference that way. For databases, importing can vary across the different vendors. So for this, I'm going to show you how to import references with EBSCO. To start, we need to access one of EBSCO databases we offer at CUA. I will be using Academic Search Complete. To do this, I go back to the library homepage, and I'm going to select Databases here, and I'm going to search for Academic Search Complete. And just in case you missed that, I clicked on the link Databases, and I searched Academic Search, and it popped up as the first result. So I'm going to click on that. And this is what the search page looks like for Academic Search Complete. And I am going to run another search for cognitive behavioral therapy. Now, there's two different ways you can actually add resources directly into RefWorks from this EBSCO database. The first way is for singular resources. If you only want one on this page, you can do it this way, but you select it, and you're going to click on the right-hand side, this export button. Now, when you click on that, it's going to give you an option to export it to a bunch of different places, but we are going to select Direct Export to RefWorks and click Save. It again takes us to RefWorks. It's going to ask us, similar to our last import, which project, which folder. I'm going to again do the cognitive behavioral therapy one and click Import. And we've imported one document. So that's great. But EBSCO allows you to import a bunch of different documents at once, and that usually is much more time efficient. So if we go back to EBSCO and we go back to our initial search, if we want to add more resources, we just need to add them to a folder. This can be done on the page you're searching by clicking on this little folder plus button. So any of the articles you want to add, just click the folder plus button, and you'll notice it changes to like a folder with a document in it from a blue folder. And I'm just going to add a few for right now, but I've added 3. And when you're ready to export them, go to the top toolbar and select folder. On this new page, we can see all the different articles we have added. We can select them all, we can delete the items, but more importantly, this is where we can export them. So on the right-hand side, click Export. And we're going to again use Direct Export to RefWorks. And on the left-hand side now is where the Save button is. So it's in a different spot if you're doing a singular article versus a folder group of articles. So keep that in mind. But you just click Save. I always remove the items after saving because they're in RefWorks. Click Save. Same screen as before, it asks for the project and the folder, and we import. And that's how you can import multiple documents from a database. Now that we've imported some references, we now know the different ways to add documents to RefWorks. Now that we've done this, let's go over how you can organize your references in RefWorks using the reference organization bar or the left side bar here in RefWorks. The very top tab is the All References tab. This tab will show you all the references you have imported into your project, whether or not they're in a folder. So this is a great way to check out how many resources you currently have and to make changes to your references as needed. Next is the Search Databases tab. This allows you to search for articles directly in RefWorks from PubMed and Library of Congress. I will not be focusing on this today as I feel the other ways I've showed you are the better ways to import documents. Next, we have Last Imported. This tab shows the references you have imported over the last 30 days. It filters by newest first and is a great way for keeping track of any new references that you have added. The next tab is Duplicates. When you click on Duplicates, RefWorks will search for duplicates for you. So when you click on Find Duplicates, this new box pops up. It's going to ask you to determine your primary reference, and it does that by saying completeness, the reference that has the most information available, that would become the primary reference, or the newest, so the newest reference, if there is duplicates, is always going to be the one that's kept, or oldest, so the oldest reference will always be kept. Then it allows for different matching settings. There's two different matching settings. The first is references must match exactly. In this method, the selected fields must match exactly. The other reference method is references that are similar. In this method, RefWorks weighs data for similarly selected fields to see if there is a duplicate. If enough items are similar, RefWorks will suggest a match. Lastly, it asks you which fields to look for duplicates and defaults to title, author, and year. You can check as many of these fields for RefWorks to check or as few as you think you need. For this demonstration, I'm going to do completeness, so the one that looks the most complete to keep. I want the references to match exactly because I might have similar authors, titles, stuff like that. And I'm going to search in these three fields to find duplicates. When you're ready, click the Find Duplicates button. And RefWorks warns you that this could take a while. So it varies based on the number of records and the match criteria. So click OK. And while it's working, under duplicates on the left-hand side, it'll have a loading screen. And when it's done, it shows up green saying process completed, see results. If duplicates are found, it'll bring up both references and pre-select the duplicates that were not the primary reference you selected earlier. So let's click on the results. And you'll notice I have one duplicate. So from here, you can delete the reference by selecting Delete in the top bar. Please note that when you delete references on any tab, including all references, folders, and more, you do it by clicking this Delete button here. If it's in a folder, it's going to say Remove from Folder. If it's not, you can just move selected to trash, so I'm going to click on that. And now it gets rid of the duplicates, and now it says there's no duplicates found. If there are no duplicates, RefWorks will just indicate that there are no duplicates. You'll notice earlier that we deleted a reference. This can be done on any page. It does not have to be on the duplicates page. It can be in all references or the different folders. But the way you delete is by clicking in the folder or all references and selecting a reference. By clicking this little box, you can choose as many as one or all the references, 2, 3, as many as you want, and you'll click the delete button. And you move selected to trash, and then it moves to trash. Since we just deleted a reference, let's look at the trash tab. Trash is where deleted references are moved to. These references will stay here indefinitely until they are deleted on this tab. This is done by checking one or more references and clicking on the delete button. Now, what's really nice is that RefWorks will have you delete selected, or you can delete all. And when you go to delete, it actually warns you. Are you sure you want to delete all documents? This cannot be undone. Because when you delete a reference, it is permanently gone. When you add it to trash, it's not gone, it goes to this tab. So please keep that in mind. Now that we know how to delete references and where to take them from trash, let's look at sharing. Sharing gives you the option to share folders. So we are going to click Sharing and share a folder. Once you select it, it'll ask you to choose a folder. So we only have 2 folders, but let's share the CBT Beck folder. Once a folder is chosen, you get a public URL generated if you want by clicking the Create Public URL. You can copy this URL and share it. Anyone with this URL will be able to see the contents of this folder. Or you can share with specific individuals by typing in their email and giving them access. So for example, I could add Kevin's email. Make sure I don't type his name twice. And I'm not going to send this, but to give you an idea, you type in that email and it gives you 3 options. Can read, which means he can see the references, but not make any changes. Can annotate, so he can write notes in the references and make comments. Or can modify, so he could change anything in the folders that he wants, delete stuff, add references. So if you want to do can modify, keep that in mind that the user can delete different files within that. The last way you can share is by checking anyone within your organization may join this folder. So you click on that, and now everyone with a CUA RefWorks account can see this folder. I'm going to uncheck this because I don't want everyone at CUA to see this folder, but it'll actually tell you anyone that has joined this folder will lose access immediately. So we're going to click yes. Excuse me. If we were going to share the folder, we just click the share folder button here, and the users that you shared the folder with will get notified. Next, let's talk a little bit more about my folders. So we already created a couple different folders, but there is different things you can do with your folders. So the way you can edit and make changes to folders is to click the ellipses button here, which will give you more options. First, you can add a subfolder. So you can create folders within folders within folders. You can rename your folder. So if you misnamed it or you want to change the name, you do it here. You can also share a folder just by clicking this ellipses and sharing it. You can move a folder, which will move it to a different project, or you can copy a folder. So if you want to copy a folder, that can move it to a different project, like I can move it to the history project here for a copy, and copy. And now that folder has been moved over. It does take a moment, so it's going to sit here and copy. But once it's done, I will be able to see that folder in a different project. Next, we have tags. RefWorks gives you the ability to add tags to citations. You can also search by those tags. Sometimes RefWorks supplies the tags to your articles based on keywords and other information when importing references from the catalog or database. Remember when we were adding a reference, there was that button to check add tags? These are the tags that we are going to talk about. In the tag section, you can see all the tags for your sources. So you'll notice right here, I can search for tags or scroll, but this shows every tag associated with any resource. Click on a tag, and RefWorks will filter to an article with that tag. So if it has the nursing services tag like here, it can show any reference that has that tag. Currently, we only have one, but if we had more tags, it would show more options. Adding tags can be done to any reference by selecting it. So let's go to the CBT Beck folder, and let's add a tag to this Headman article. So I click on it, and then click and if I scroll down, you'll see that there is a tags button. It will autofill certain tags that you already have if you want to add that, or you can add your own. To keep it simple, I'm just going to create a tag test to show you how this can work, and I'll save it. I'm also going to add it to this Butler article. Scroll down and add test and save. Now that I've added the test tag, I should be able to access it here on the left-hand side. Look, you'll see test. Click on that. and it filters by the added test. It takes a second to load, so you notice the first time it only had one. Now it has both. So this can be a great way to filter your resources. The other way you can use tags is the search button here at the top. So if I click on search, if I have any tags and I want to get resources together that have similar tags or I want to see similar resources, tagging a resource with a keyword or a different phrase to pop them all up together is a great way to keep all your resources together when doing a search. Now that we've gone over the reference organization bar, let's talk about some of the tools and features that RefWorks has to offer. The first one I want to talk about is display. Display is found on the top right part of the screen next to the search bar. So right here, and you go over a little bit to the right, you have display. So there's a couple of different things you can do with display. The first is change how many you see per page. The default's 50, but you can change it anywhere from 25 to 2000. Next is the display. So there's 4 different displays in RefWorks for how you see references. The first is normal view. So I had it set to something else, but this is what normal view looks. It's a minimalist view. The references and the lists are displayed with their associated folders and tags, as well as an icon if access to the citation text is available. So what that means is you can see any tags I've added right here. And also, because I have it set to do this, you can see the folder each reference is in. Next is full view that I want to show, and this will show everything in a reference. So it kind of looks like when we edit the reference, it shows all those different fields. That's what the full view does. You can see the ref type, the authors, the abstract, all of that information. Next is table view, which this looks like another minimalistic view, and it looks like a table. So it has the reference ID, the author, date, title, and some other identifying information. Please note that the view is limited to 2000 citations, so if you need to view more than 2000 citations in the table mode, export the references and open them in a spreadsheet program, such as Microsoft Excel. The last version I want to show you for display is the citation view. Now you'll notice right here on the right is a settings button. You need to select a citation style before beginning this view, and that is done by clicking the settings button. Now, since I have already created citations and already added this style, it pops up, but you can add any citation style you are looking for. So if you're looking for Chicago, type in Chicago, and you'll notice there's a lot of different versions of Chicago. So you need to look for the one that you're looking for. You probably want the most recent edition, and you may have a certain system, so please read those, keep those in mind. For the purposes of this tutorial, I am still going to stick with APA 7. And I'm going to go with no case changes. And so what that means is not changing any of the spelling because certain styles have certain spelling requirements. And now that APA 7 requires DOIs when available, I'm going to make sure DOIs are included. So I'm going to select this third version. Select the version that meets your reference needs, so you may need to play around with it a little bit. Next, leave this button checked right here. This is why I really like the citation view because you can highlight missing metadata. And when you're ready, click Save. So now you'll notice it looks like an APA reference. If you're doing Chicago, it would look like Chicago. MLA, it would look like MLA. But it gives you the author, the title, the DOI, stuff like that. But the reason we left that box open earlier is that it'll highlight if you're missing anything. Yellow highlights tell you you probably need to edit this and add this. Blue, like we have down here with the Beck book, tells you you might need this. It is definitely required depending on the type of resource, but you may not have that information available and it may not be required for that resource. If you need to edit it, what's also really nice is you can just click on it where it has the missing part and it'll pull up the editing reference page and you can immediately add it right there. So I'm just going to put in some random page numbers to highlight that. I'm going to click save. And you'll notice when I clicked the Hayes article and I changed it, the yellow went away. So it's telling you this reference is ready to go. And that is the citation view. Lastly, for display, there's the Customize button. So if you click on that, it's going to ask you if you want to show folders and tags. I always leave this checked because when you're in all references, having the folders checked shows you, hey, this is in this folder. So I don't need to figure out where every single reference is housed. And then you can also highlight tags. So you'll notice, right, we're in citation view. Tags aren't our part of APA style or really any style. But if I want to make sure I have my tags together and what is tagged with what, I can show the tags and they'll show here so I can keep track of those. Now that we've gone over display, let's look at the tools section of RefWorks. This is found at the top right here. There's 3 different tools. The first is find duplicates. I'm not going to model that because we already showed it over here. When it's duplicates, it's doing the same function, but it searches RefWorks for duplicate references. Tools, if you click on that, has different tools that help you integrate RefWorks into your workflows. Save to RefWorks right here is used to add references and full text to RefWorks from any website. And down below, we have the RefWorks writing tools. This can be used with Microsoft Word, Google Docs, and Hangul to utilize RefWorks citations as you work. So if you have time, I highly recommend checking out these tools to help with your workflows. Going back, the last tool is the bulk edit. This allows you to make changes to multiple references in specific fields all at once. This can include like adding a tag and other information. If a field already has data, you can have RefWorks either keep the existing data, overwrite the data, or append the existing data. What does this look like? If I click add, it's going to ask me which field to do it. Let me do tags. And I'm going to just do CBT for cognitive behavioral therapy because all of these articles are related to that. And these were the options I was telling you earlier. If field already contains data, you can choose to keep existing data, overwrite it, or append. So I'm going to append for this and click add. And it's going to ask you, are you sure? These references will be affected and can't be undone. If you do want to add the data, just click yes, and it'll update the references. You can add to all these different fields, authors, book titles, cited references. You can also make deletions. So you can delete from those different fields or you can replace. So when you replace, you're asking it for a specific field and replace what, so which thing you want to replace, and then replace it with this. And so it's a great way if there's some errors in your citations and a bulk change can be quickly done to fix all of it, try doing the bulk edit, which again is found under Tools, Bulk Edit. Now that we have references and an understanding of RefWorks' different functions, let's create a bibliography with the sources we have added. To create a bibliography in RefWorks, you're going to want to click on the Create Bibliography button here at the top. The 3 options are Create Bibliography, Quick Cite, and Citation Style Editor. We are not going to talk about Citation Style Editor because it is customizing citation styles you can use for citations and bibliographies, and it's very specific changes that are only needed if you're citing a very particular style within APA, MLA, or Chicago. But we will be talking about Create a Bibliography and Quick Cite. So the first thing you need to do when doing Create a Bibliography is to decide where to get the information from. So you can do all references, which will create a bibliography with all of these different references, or you can select a different folder and it will create references based on the ones in these folders. So for this first example, let's just do all references. So I'm going to select Create Bibliography and Create Bibliography. If you haven't selected a citation style before, even if you've created one in display, it's going to ask you to choose that citation style. So I'm going to do APA 7, and again, I like the no case changes DOI. And now it creates this whole reference list for me. And what I'm going to do is copy to clipboard, and I'm going to paste it into whatever document I'm working on. I'm just going to use a blank document. Once it loads. And now that I've copied and pasted, we see all my different references right here. And so that is one way to create a bibliography in RefWorks. What's nice about this version, the create bibliography version, create bibliography, is you can actually select specific resources. So I'm going to check these three, create bibliography, and it'll actually do a citation based off the ones I've selected. So you notice now there's three options I can copy. Just click the copy to clipboard button and then paste it if I wanted to. Or if you didn't mean to actually select those three, you can click this button up here, all references, and it'll create that bibliography we just had with all the references selected. The other way to create a bibliography is the quick cite. So let's use our cognitive behavioral therapy folder for that. So now we only have 6 references, and we're going to create references using this. So you click on quick cite, and the first thing is it's going to ask for that citation style. Again, if you haven't selected one, you are going to have to input it. So we're going to do APA 7 and click continue. This one allows you to choose references to cite in your paper, so using in-text citations. So I can copy any of these citations and it'll create an in-text citation for me. I can click the copy button right here to get it copied, and I can add that to a document. So if you're looking to add in-text citations while you're creating your bibliography, use the quick cite and create these in-text citations. I forgot that it opens a new window. The other thing I forgot to mention is that it does open it in a new window for this version as well. So it doesn't keep you, or it doesn't take you to a new RefWorks page. It actually opens up this window. So you can actually use this side by side while you're working on a document to get these in-text citations. And you can use any of the ones listed to insert it. When you're done, you can click continue to bibliography. And so what's interesting about this is it only includes the references that I used in this previous page. So I selected 3 of them, right? And I use them. It selects those to use as your bibliography. So again, you can just copy to clipboard, go to the document you want and click paste. But if you needed all the references for your bibliography, all you need to do is click the include all right here. This will add all the references, click copy to clipboard, and paste that way into your document. And those are the 2 different ways you can create bibliographies in RefWorks. And again, quick cite is great if you want to add in-text citations as you're going and then create your bibliography. Or if you just need the bibliography of certain references, use the create bibliography to create that document. If you want to learn more about RefWorks, you can check out the ProQuest guide to RefWorks and the ProQuest video tutorials on YouTube. This is found by going to the library homepage, Research Help, Citation Tools, and you can find the ProQuest guide here and the video tutorials here that will help get you through RefWorks. This concludes the Digital Scholarship Workshop on Citation Management with RefWorks. Thank you for attending, and I am handing it back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Benjamin, for a great presentation. I actually learned a few things. I'll now open up the floor to any questions, if anyone has any questions. All right, I don't see anyone. So that is that. I think I'll say thank you very much to Benjamin for presenting today.
Of course.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Thank you, and have a great day.